He first shaved off the beard he had grown for years. Then he used toilet water to slick back his hair. Next, he pulled a hidden police uniform from the partition in the tank. After this makeover, he transformed into a sharp-looking prison guard. This crazy move left his cellmate completely stunned. Finally, by bumping into a guard, he swiped the access card off his person. Just like that, Neal walked right out of the prison. But just as he was one step from freedom, a new guard stopped him. The air froze for a second. Luckily, the rookie didn't know his colleague. After a brief stare, he waved him through. Neal had walked right out of the cage that held him for nearly 4 years. But he didn't rush to run away after getting out. Instead, he bought a yellow work uniform for a few bucks at a roadside stall, then waited in the airport parking lot. His goal wasn't to jump on a plane, but a convertible sports car pulling into the terminal. He quickly posed as a valet and walked up. The owner handed him the keys and a $100 tip out of habit. Just like that, Neal, who was a prisoner a second ago, was now behind the wheel of a luxury car, cruising down the streets of New York. With high-energy music playing, a sensational case brought two people who should be on opposite sides closer together. Neal's jailbreak news reached FBI agent Burke's ears. This gave him another massive headache. He knew just how sneaky Neal was. It took him 5 full years to catch him last time. The task of catching Neal fell to Burke again. But what puzzled him was, why would the meticulous Neal choose to break out right before his release? Neal carved dense marks on the wall every day, which showed he was dying to get out. Burke concluded right away, something major must have happened for Neal to risk it all at the very end. Checking the visitation tapes, Burke noticed Neal's girlfriend Kate visited every week, but she never showed up after the last time. Since the tapes had no sound, Burke had to read their lips.
Adios, Neal. It's unreal.
This farewell made Burke realize the answer was with Kate. When Burke surrounded Kate's apartment with his team, the genius who just pulled off the perfect escape was sitting on the floor hugging an empty bottle, looking like an abandoned kid. He came back for his love, only to find she was gone. His guess was right. Neal did break out for his girlfriend, but he was still a step late. Neal cared more about her leaving without a word than about going back to jail, just as he was ready to give up. His eyes locked onto the metal wire on Burke's shoulder. As a master of forgery, Neal recognized where the fiber came from. Then Neal told Burke calmly, "This is the security thread from the new Canadian $100 bill," and this became his bargaining chip. Burke didn't care at first, but his assistant's report confirmed Neal's words.
Caffrey was right. That stuff from the bank vault, security fibers for the new Canadian 100.
This bank robbery suddenly turned into an international incident. Burke was being played by a criminal codenamed the Dutchman. The guy robbed the vault and changed the code after the fact. After hours of work by professional locksmiths, the code was finally cracked to 324. But just as the vault was about to open, Burke sensed something was wrong, but it was too late. With a loud bang, all potential evidence was blown to bits. Obviously, they were all played by the thief. Then Burke found a tiny gold fiber on his shoulder and asked about it immediately. But the Harvard grads present just stared at each other. No one could answer.
How many of you went to Harvard? Don't raise your hands.
While Burke was annoyed about the destroyed evidence, master criminal Neal saw the catch with one look.
Tell you what this is, right now. Will you agree to meet me back in prison in 1 week? Just a meeting.
Okay.
It's a security fiber for the new Canadian $100 bill.
To verify this, Burke quickly went to the prison. Neal expected him to come sooner or later. He immediately said he could help catch the Dutchman because he knew the forger's methods well, but only if he was hired as an FBI consultant and released on bail. Burke instinctively rejected this offer. Neal's skills might be a huge help, but he knew Neal's sneakiness too well.
There's always a first time. Think about it. Sorry, Neal. Nice try.
Neal, back in his cell, stared at the wall marks, realizing he would waste another 4 years here. Meanwhile, Burke went home and told his wife his confusion. He insisted Neal didn't just break out for his girlfriend. There must be a complex conspiracy behind it. But his wife questioned him sharply.
It's so hard for you to believe a man would do that for the woman he loves.
Neal just bought himself 4 more years in prison. For what?
For what? If you were Neal, you wouldn't have run for me?
He realized Neal's motive might not be as complex as he thought.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.